What is going on, everyone?
Everybody, we are on Optimized Drone, episode 111, and this
Triple
time
ones, that's lucky. What?
111, yeah, that's a nice lucky number too. Angel numbers, I think.
What's up, Danish? What's up, Geppetto?
So we got some very special guests in the house, and some of you old timers might recognize them, but some of you new folks probably won't. We got Reckless FPV and Stoner Trash FPV joining us tonight.
Yeah. Stoner Trash's first actual live stream.
Right?
Oh, nice.
Damn, and she's all over Instagram with all you. I do have to say, your hair every freaking time I see you do a new color combo, I'm like, that a girl.
Yeah.
Like every single time, and my fiance loves it. Like she was looking at some of your pictures, going, yes. So. Well, guys, it's awesome to fucking have you guys here finally. Kurtis, I know right before you guys sort of took a hiatus, you and I were already talking about you guys coming on with like Kat and Rich or somebody else in there as well. But I'm glad we could finally get you on because you disappeared, man, and we missed you.
Yeah, things got a little busy. And yeah. You know how things go. As of now, it is basically 100% drones.
Nice.
With a little zest of electric skateboards on there too, and my other shit that I'm doing as well. But mostly drones now.
So tell me about the KV rating on the motor for your skateboard, sir.
So I'm running a 6384 brushless motor.
Oof.
And I actually got the Flip Sky 6.6. They're supposed to be good enough to run a golf cart. It has like an 800 amp burst, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Tuning Vesk is a lot of fun to mess around with.
What sort of flywheel or bearings are you using?
So I'm using a beefier bearing. I don't know the exact specs. The inside diameter, my axle, I believe, is a 14 millimeter axle.
Nice.
If you go on Amazon, it's the L Faster mountain board setup for electric boards. It just comes with the trucks and the
Matt's pulled up your video of it right here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's a riot.
Oh yeah, I do know that Nerks built one, and a couple other guys have built one, and then there's the whole one wheel crowd that has been.
Oh, this video, it's a 6-cell rated RC ESC, and I put 8-cell on it. So I'm going like it felt like there was a power band on this ESC. It was so fast.
Now, are you out in, where are you? Uxbridge area?
Yeah, close to Uxbridge.
Okay.
So which kit is that? I'm looking at you said it's the L Faster 36 volt?
No, this kit that you're watching right now is actually just a single belt drive. This is actually the cheap setup.
Nice.
So this is
it's still crazy fucking fast.
Okay, I think I see that one. It's like 269 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Haley, are you still flying these days?
Kurtis has been trying to get me to. I'm slowly getting into it.
It's
you
been
cold. You still got your custom goggles and Tango, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Yeah, no, we definitely weren't getting rid of any of that. She has 2 drones that I have to fix right now, but they're easy fixes. But her Sector 5 and her Kin FPV racing drone are running absolutely perfect.
Gotcha. Nice. I got a couple projects in the works right now. One of which is that thing right there.
Yeah, that's a beast.
And that's our, what is it? I think we've established it's a 13 to 14 inch beast class. It's the prototype Flyno Kronos.
Nice.
So
yeah,
we've got
it's one of one.
Yeah, one of one. And
one of one. Beautiful.
The motors are 4 of 10. Matt has 5 and I have 5, and he had them custom made. So
cool.
My goal is to convince Dan to let me fly it at IO.
Hey dude, once I get my footage and my video done, my obligation is complete.
Dude, you know how badass that would be to bring a Flyno to fucking IO for that race.
Dude.
You have to get multiple angles of camera footage and then full send.
Oh, dude, I've already got a list of local, like, very top-notch pilots that are local, that are in the local area crew, and all of them have agreed. They're like, dude, when you get that thing built, I'll chase it. Like, awesome. I'm like, cool, awesome, let's do this.
Awesome.
So on the Maiden, I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 pilots just orbiting me.
Nice. Just make sure you're the one with the stronger VTX.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or like the true RC, you know?
Yeah.
Shane Duggar over there super jealous. You can't have all the Flynos, Shane. I'm sorry.
Dude.
You cannot have them all.
Shane has picked my Flyno collection clean. He got the baby skull, and every time I offer him like the skull or the baby Cerberus, if I'm like hard up for cash or anything, my fiance says I need the skateboard in my life, Kurtis.
Yeah.
By the way, Haley and Kurtis, Blazing Phoenix there is my fiance. She's in the other room right now.
Awesome.
She'll pop in if she gets curious. But what's up, Buddha FPV? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, Shane's been hounding me. He's like, so if you ever choose to sell that one off, I'm like, nope, this one's mine, buddy.
Yeah. I was
here. Hold on. I'll show you.
That was my main reason for building the board, was because I live in a small town, and I didn't want to have to buy a whole bunch of batteries, because when you're getting into electric vehicles, batteries can be ridiculous. So I wanted to build something that basically I could just make a Christmas tree of adapters, and I just run 6 1100 6S on that thing. And on the bigger setup, not the one that you're watching right now, the mountain board setup, and I can get a half an hour of riding, no problem on it.
So are you using an Insta360 or a GoPro?
This is actually just a regular session.
Okay, cool.
I'm still a session guy. I'm really mean to cameras.
Me
and
too.
Sessions seem to be the only thing that can handle day-to-day shit with reckless.
So Kurtis,
that is so cool, man. I would love to chase that thing. You can add me to the list.
Right? I'll send it on a tour of Canada.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Wow. As I told you before, I've got a bunch of film and television friends up in Toronto.
Yeah.
And they've been recently looking for some FPV because Matt and I helped another cinematographer that I know from Toronto with a commercial. So word seems to have gotten around. And so I think I'm going to be recommending you, Haley, Kat, Richard, like all the crew up there that I know of that are somewhat local to Toronto.
Yeah.
For whatever these are. Now,
that'd be wicked.
I would have to talk to the DOP or whatever, but a lot of these guys, like I've got like a 10 to 15 year history with.
Yeah.
So like now that Vin's called me more than once about this, they tend to do that. They tend to be like, oh, Vin's calling Dan again. Oh, cool. Dan's doing drones. Oh. So it's I'll be putting your guys' name in, and I'll shoot you a message and let you know, and
That'd be
that
awesome,
stuff.
man.
But I think it'll be fun. What's up, Dan? And yeah, man, we're gonna get you guys some film work because Toronto's bustling with that shit. And now that all the regs are starting to lift a little bit.
Yeah, it was getting ridiculous there for a while.
Not for the film industry because they were a necessity.
Yeah, I was working in a shitty little metal factory for the last 2 years, and all the regulations and stuff, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm glad we might be seeing an end here.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like the way as you know, I still have a ton of friends in Canada. So the way that I've heard that it's been going down, Canada's been doing the very cautious thing, which is awesome, but they did it a bit too long and they didn't start it with the right methods. They sort of fell into place, you know?
Yeah.
And Trudeau's a dick, but he at least tried, you know?
I have family in the UK, and over there they were extremely strict as well.
Oh, yeah.
But they were strict to the point where things got kind of wrapped up a little quicker, in my opinion, from watching from the outside anyways.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. And like I just moved to Virginia from Florida, so I had a much different experience with the beginning of COVID. Let's put it that way.
This is summertime in Canada, I guess, eh?
Yeah. This was
so
there's only snow in the shadows.
We got one day and it was 17 degrees, and I was like, yeah, we're definitely going out all day.
Right. I'm
from Michigan, so I grew up in the late snow season as well.
Yeah.
I've got one of my best friends lives in Esterhazy, Saskatchewan.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Windy, man. I don't know how those guys fly out there.
Hey Curtis, that's Brent Butt and Corner Gas territory right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's about 12 hours from the closest international airport.
Yeah.
He sometimes tunes in on the show. He might pop in and say hey.
Who is that?
That's the most boring 12-hour drive of just flat roads too.
That's me like every day.
Yeah, he used to work with me down here in Austin, and then decided to go back up and spend some time with his old man. His old man was getting a little old.
Don't. Sorry, Allie just popped in.
Yeah, unfortunately, he chose. Well, I mean, because he lives way out in the boonies.
Hey, Allie, come here.
The enforcement, I guess, of the rules was a little more relaxed. Although the social police were out there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they went for 9 months and didn't have not one single case in the town, and then they had one case that was a trucker that had stopped at a diner there, but nobody, everybody in the diner tested negative and all that. So I mean, they were pretty well isolated from it.
Well, it was kind of similar in our town. It was very laid back up until near the end there. I think we got 2 or 3 cases, but it was basically nothing in our town. And now there's weird fights going on about who's wearing masks and who's not. That's the new thing, is who's still wearing masks and who's not wearing masks. Those are the new fights going on in the local grocery store.
Yeah, and that's always been one of the things for me, is like, as an ex-medic, I'm pretty used to wearing a mask. Like, I don't really care. It's never been an issue. And so I just did it just for my own sake. And my daughter is 5 years old and in the at-risk category. So let's just throw caution to the wind there, and
That's been my thing. I have family in England, so I wanted to be able to travel. So I wore a mask because I wanted for Canadians to be able to travel to the UK easily again. That was important to me.
Yeah, and that's like, to me, it was just more of a respect thing, because like I don't know what, like, people don't know whether you're wearing a mask to protect them or not, because
Exactly.
you might be coughing in the back of the grocery store.
Not everyone's lungs are working at 100%, and you need to just be respectful of other people.
So like, and that was the whole thing. Like, I didn't really give two shits what people chose, but if it was like a communal thing, then just have one ready, Like, I don't care. It's not a big
and be civil about it, right?
Yeah. Or like be like, oops, I forgot my mask in my trunk, Like,
yeah. Well, because my town was so small, basically every store here had masks available.
Oh,
if you needed them.
Oh, dude, I've been out around there a few times. We did a bunch of Hallmark movie of the weeks. Or like Lifetime, whatever the fuck romance movie of the week was. We did a bunch of those up at the Uxbridge train station there.
Yeah,
and
I've actually flown that spot. That's a nice little spot there.
Dude, it's a great spot, but we were there in the dead of winter, and the scene was supposed to take place in the summer, so we had to use our giant 20 kilowatt lights to melt all the snow off the boardwalk there.
Holy crap! That is insane. I wish I got to see that.
Dude, the boards were steaming and shit. It was great. But yeah, man, like that train station's awesome, and I would fucking give anything to fly that, because there are some fun little gaps and dives there.
Yeah. I actually broke my first GoPro screen at that train station.
Hey, I had a whoopsie daisy last week.
Ouchie.
Yeah. And even though GoPro looks fine, it ain't turning on anymore.
No.
But yeah, I've been Crazy Jimmy's in the stream. Crazy, are you still here? I think he is. Crazy Jimmy, I got something to show you.
One of our friends actually, shout out to FPV Dad.
Oh, nice. I know. Yeah, what's up?
He's hooking me up with another session, so I'm going to have 3 sessions for this season. I have never broken more than 2 in a season. And I'm touching wood. So you will see reckless smashing shit all year. Guaranteed. There are enough cameras for both of us.
Right? Yeah, and I'm trying to find a session too, because I've got a Run Cam 5 and I just don't like it. The gyro flow.
I have one session 5, and that one's being babied. That's the last one I'll break.
Yeah. But yeah,
I have a few.
Stockpile.
I still have a few.
There you go. You're good.
But yeah, so
and I think I've still got like one in my car and a Run Cam 5S somewhere here too.
The Run Cams are good. I just my only issue with the Run Cams is the moisture thing. I try to seal them up as best I can, but they eventually end up getting wet and they crap out on me.
And it's the Run Cam jitter. All their cameras have it. All their DVR cameras, all their HD cameras have that little tiny jitter every now and again in the footage, and you can't get rid of it even with gyroflow. It's annoying as hell.
Okay. See, that makes sense, because I used to try and tune Haley's drone every 3 days.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So,
turns out it was probably just the Run Cam.
Right? So Kurtis, Haley, this is Allie. This is my fiance.
Nice to meet you.
Haley, she wanted to say she loves your hair.
Thank you.
I came in here
So-
for a smoke break. The off camera. The fuck.
The run cams definitely benefit from ND filters more than any other camera I think I've ever experienced.
I've got a whole big bag of what are they? The extra screens for the run cam.
Yeah.
And everything. Just because I've cracked or scratched like 4 or 5 of them. So I don't really use it much. I've drifted more to the Insta360 Go, but I've broken like now 3 of those, I think.
Yeah.
So they're a little frail, a little fragile.
Yeah, I was gonna say just a little fragile.
Yeah,
I
but
like the performance on those. I was thinking about getting one just to be able to experiment with it, but as far as freestyle, I was just never gonna do it.
these guys do the same shit.
Sorry, it's usually because
she was like, I bet they don't know why, and I was like, they crash too. Like,
Oh yeah.
He usually crashes because he's looking at somebody, and then right behind will be a tree, and next thing I'll hear is him go back and run into a tree.
You remember when I was doing a cinematic shot of her? I pulled up right next to her, like right in front of her, and I started like dancing the drone around in front of her, and then I did this little power loop, and I ended up power looping right into the top of my head. And
Oh
like,
no!
Yeah. And I was just like, what the hell?
That's what you get. I was like,
It was awesome. But yeah, so what do you guys, what are you flying these days, Kurtis?
Same crap, man. My main drone, I actually, I was going through my footage, and I've been noticing this weird hop. I couldn't get this stupid fucking hop out of my tune.
Yeah.
So I found my original Slammed Alien tune on my PC. I guess I saved it, put that back on it, took it out. I had to change the eye gain a little bit on pitch, but I tuned it right out. I'm still on basically a 2017 KISS setup as my main quad, 4S. I have a 6S Apex on Emu Flight.
Nice.
With the classic CL Racing F4S boards. They're bulletproof, and an Acon 55 amp.
Nice.
So far, I can't kill an Acon unless I submerge it in water all night. That's been my experience. I've made those things hot. I made my Acon 55 so hot that I dropped my drone picking it up because the ESC was so hot. I let it cool off, and it still flew afterwards. So I love Acon ESCs. They're definitely expensive, but you can cook bacon on them and still fly them after.
Dude, I've got a couple ESCs that every time I fly super hard. Bye, baby. Oh, okay.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting y'all. I'll probably be back.
Yeah.
I've had a few that, like, after a couple hard flights, you gotta put new heat shrink on them, and you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I kind of like the separate ESCs for that reason.
Yeah.
I'll still gravitate towards even the old SpeedX 30 amps if I can find them.
Yeah.
I still have probably 10 of those sitting around because I've got quads that I used to use them all the time, so I've got quads here with them.
I've got a bunch of them. I think I've got like 4 or 5 of them laying in a box, but I've also got a few more on the Skull. And
yeah,
so
I've got
my Flyno Skull, is running
my
individual.
I've got an Emu Mutiny with a Helio AIO in it, so the SpeedX definitely were the go-to for that.
Yeah.
What's up, Royal? How you doing? So Kurtis, I know you've seen some of Matt's frame designs because I mainly fly Gank and Flyno rigs, and I send you pictures. But the 6-inch Nemesis and the whole Nemesis Micro line has been one of my favorites for a very long time. I just built, I think I sent you the pictures of it and stuff. I just built a 3-inch ultralight with the Nemesis frame, and it runs on a 2S lithium ion setup from Zoe.
Yeah.
And dude, I've been getting about 13 to 15 minutes of just straight up acro. I'm like full on power loops, full on like dives, everything, and I'm like, this thing's awesome. Like,
yeah, the Nemesis is this one that's got the recessed GoPro.
Yeah, dude, you need
kind of
that.
sits down into the frame a little bit. This is a 6-inch.
I like that. I like the low CG. It definitely makes everything feel a lot better flying.
Yeah, and it's a really like it's an 18 mil build height, so it's really tight on the build on the stack. But it's 25 mil up front to give more space for the cameras.
It's also squish decks too, so all props are out of frame and everything.
Yeah, squish decks, no props in view, really nice. And then I made the Micro, the Nemesis Micro, almost the same.
That's cool.
So and then I did a little different arm protection.
Yeah,
but
Matt, I sent you the picture of Mistress Helen with the GoPro Max on it, right?
Yeah, that was funny as hell. The fucking GoPro Max is like twice the size of the freaking.
Dude, and it flew. It flew all around the park. I was like, oh my god. So hold on, Kurtis. I'll show you this. Hold on.
So this is the Skya Hex, right? So it's a little 3-inch hexacopter.
Holy crap!
So there's the front end there, and this one here was used in a Dell commercial shoot not too long ago, but it was carrying a Hero 9. So I've edited that one and kind of made it. It's just a little bit front heavy because the GoPro is so heavy compared to everything else on it.
Yeah.
So I redesigned it and spread everything out a little bit and shifted the battery so I could shift the battery back a little bit more to offset the weight.
Yeah.
Make me big.
So what's the story on running, like spreading out motors like that? Because I've always flown 4 motors, squash decks. That's insane. But I've always kind of flown the one style, so I've always wondered, like, if I were to do 6 arms with 6 extra motors, is that just going to make everything more locked in as far as if I were to seriously PID tune, is this thing just going to be super locked in? Or like what exactly changes the characteristics when you add 2 more motors like that?
It helps yaw and it helps smooth out the cornering a lot.
Okay.
It helps with a lot of stability in terms of just smoother flight, but in terms of acro capability, on the little Nano, the Renegade Nano that I've got here, this one is very capable. Like it dives, it does everything just as it should. Whereas this one has a little bit of a yaw twitch if you're diving too hard or doing a really hard yaw turn.
Okay.
And so the thing with this is I need to tune that out because I've been trying to for a while. But I've gotten the tune down pretty good in terms of having it as a Cinewoop.
Right. And this one was I designed as just a fun little zipping around HD whoop. There's no props in view. And if there's room for Caddx Vista or even a full air unit like right behind the.
Well, I like how it's actually a little thinner, so it looks like you could actually really get in some nice tight spots in a bando or something if you were doing a cinematic shot.
And we had Gil. He was doing a shot that he had to fly in a window and then orbit a desk with a gaming computer on it and the gamer playing it. Orbit that desk and then fly back out the window.
Yeah.
And he was able to do it with the Skya on, what was it, 6S or 4S?
No, he was running on 3S actually.
3S. Jeez. Yeah.
So,
Nice.
but yeah. So, and then he gave me some feedback on that to what would make it a little more stable and a little less front heavy, just from his feedback from tuning it and whatnot. So I mean, because like I said, I never intended that to be for cinematic that much. I just wanted it to be a nice digital flyer with no props in view. And then, like I said, this needing to tote a Hero 9, I just wanted to spread out the motors and to make it more cinematic friendly. And then just more motors, more stability.
Yeah.
And I can make the thing lighter, the frame itself lighter than a Whoop. So
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Like I said, we'll see how well it does. Like I said, Gil's flying. He's flown both, so having his feedback is awesome. As far as for the designs. So.
Now, I have had a lot of. Now it's not Whoop related, but Kurtis, you're flying what? You're still flying 5-inch, but you said you also were flying 7-inch.
I have a 7-inch Bandolero. I actually have it right here. I've had a 3D printer for a little while, but I finally got my TPU printing properly, and
nice.
I got a nice GoPro mount for this sucker now. Nice. I love this thing for basically anything. If I ever go to a spot and it's too windy, I throw this thing up, and I still get good shots that day, no matter what. So
nice. I've been flying the 10-inch for a little while. That one right there. Yeah. And my God, is it fun, dude? Holy! Like it flies like a 5-inch, and I keep going through gaps like it's a freaking 5-inch.
Well, that's the worst thing about these big drones.
I know.
I forget it's not a 5-inch. This is expensive.
What you gotta do?
Into steel. Yet every time I get up there, I forget I'm flying it, and there you go.
Yeah. So what I do is I put a very, very wide angle lens on my camera. So I run on my 10-inch. I run the Caddx Ratel, but with a 1.6 mil lens. Like so I can see the arms. I can see the fucking arms of the fucking
terrifying.
fly.
I tried flying a drone like that, and it felt like gaps were like warp speeding at me. Because suddenly you line yourself up, and then suddenly the gap was over top of you. Like, that was too much for me to fly. I tried, and it was like...
My racers are 1.8. And that, believe me, it helped me a lot, because just being able to see where the gate is and a lot of these tight loops really freaking helps.
And so what I found it helps with is orienting the quad, because you know how a lot of times you'll do a corner and you still got that side drift with the super heavy quads?
Yeah.
Well, it helps with that because you see where your arms are pointing at that point. And like you can always be looking straight, but if you can't see the tips of your props or where the arms are, then you could still be drifting and still looking straight and not even notice it, you know?
Yeah.
And so with the big quads, I find that helps to sort of lock it in, but I also feel that it helps. Hey, Jake's here. What's up, Jake?
I saw him pop in.
Blackbird in the house.
What's up, Jake?
So about to head to bed, into work. Thought I'd pop in and say hi. What's up, Jake? Royal in the house too. How you doing? I know.
I just realized I kept swiping back and forth, looking at the chat, and Haley's just literally sitting right next to me with the chat in her hand. So sorry for everyone in the chat who's been trying to talk to me. Now
oh, that's awesome. But yeah. So, yeah, man, in terms of the 10-inch, I feel like it makes it feel more like a micro. Because on my micros, I'm running like 1.8 or 2.1 lenses, you know? So it feels like it shrinks it down for me. So, But it handles like a 5-inch anyways.
Well, I can imagine it probably forces you to be aware of how wide it is too, and you're kind of...
and it makes you more cautious. Let's put it this way: when I fly that one, my leg jitters a lot more than usual.
Yeah, I hear that.
So, but we've been chatting drones for a bit. You've got a few other channels and projects going on too. Are you promoting anything else tonight as well?
Me?
Yeah, you got your grow channel as well, right?
I always shout out TNB is they're based out of British Columbia. They do it's just CO2 dispensers for indoor grow setups or greenhouse setups. If you didn't know, plants breathe CO2.
Oh yeah.
So if you have a little extra, the plants get a little bigger. Science.
Right? You blinded me with science.
Yeah. And also, Mars Hydro, great grow lights. And I'm also, I'm an affiliate for Indoor Growing Canada. They do a little bit of everything.
Nice.
As far as drones, I'm not, I'll promote whatever I'm flying, because so far it hasn't exploded.
Yeah.
But I'm not tied to any companies. I love CNHL batteries. I know that much.
Which ones?
The Black Series. I actually have a 2-year-old 4S 1500, and it's still. I'm not willing to blow it up or recycle it yet. So
yeah.
And those are good batteries, if I had to say, and I'm really bad with batteries.
So I've been very partial to the CNHL, but the Orange Series I have not had much luck with.
No?
I've had a lot of very, very high resistance happen after just a few cycles. I've had a lot of blown cells, but I still run the Black Series for my 6S and for some of my 4S.
Yeah.
I did make a switch recently for 4S at least to the ones that Jesse at Tiny Whoop sells. They're those pink batteries.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're
Hold
talking
on, I've got one somewhere around here.
They
I
look
smashed.
like erasers, right?
Yeah, there. Hold on.
I'm pretty bad with batteries.
Me too. I've had good luck with Ovonics. I was on CNHL Orange until the Black Series came out, and then the Orange started crapping out on me after a couple of hard flights, and I just kind of
Curtis
started buying Ovonics.
Oh yeah,
Parkour.
Yeah, these are the Parkours. They're 1600 milliamp 4S, and they're not high volt, and they're not really the highest C rating at all. They go to 100 C, so it's not really the worst in the world. But I've run these on 5-inch, 6-inch, Cinewhoops, everything, and no matter how much punishment I put through them electrical wise, nothing. I don't get sag. I don't get any issues. I never drop a cell. The only times I've got 2 of these batteries out of the 7 that I've owned in the past, 2 have a drop cell because I literally fell out of the sky and landed on it and smashed it, you know? But other than that, I have had a lot of luck with these to the point where I've given a few away on the show, and Jesse has made a deal with me whenever I order so that we can get a few extras to give away on the show every time, you know? So hopefully, peace, home skillet.
that was me. I'm sorry.
I see that.
He had to bring up the video he made about me 2 years ago, so I had to twist the screwdriver.
Oh, I know. We fuck with Jake all the time, dude. We're used to it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We know the drama too. We know all that. I know it all.
All I have to say to Jake is enjoy your spicy ramen.
Right? Exactly. Gino is the person we all need to talk to right now. But dude, by the way, I must say that was one of the most epic Jake and Kat things I've ever seen in my life. You, Gino, and Jake just fucking going ham on that spicy ramen.
Well, when I was asked, I was like, I eat that all the time. Yeah, sign me up. It's like, I'll come hang out.
Right? Like, dude, that was wicked. But yeah, like Jake's awesome. We love him. He comes in and trolls us. We come in and troll him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all good fun.
Oh,
That's
I know.
what it's all about.
That's the
I'm
beauty
an
of it.
advocate for making people less sensitive in the world.
Uh-huh.
Let's all just be happy and fly our fucking toys. Get over it, boys and girls.
Fucking accurate, man. Let's just move on and fly. That's all I fucking want to do. And so
that's what school's for. It's supposed to desensitize us a little bit. Well, were you never made fun of? Come on.
Right?
Let's all just have a beer. It's all good. Props. We're all fucking having
and
fun.
the best is we've had Michael Rollins on this show fucking around with Jake. We've had fucking Jake on the show, and Michael Rollins literally crashed the show.
Nice.
We had Jake crash our NERC episode. We had fucking dude. We've had a lot of fun screwing around with Jake and Royal and all those guys. So
that's what it's all about. I missed it all,
dude. It's been fine. I kind of miss seeing Jake and Kat live these days. I kind of miss the old crew, like when Michael Rollins with Chad Capper, shit like that.
Yeah.
So I miss those days. That's kind of why we try and keep our show generally fun and playful without causing shit,
That's what it should be about anyways. We got to keep this hobby nice and...
That place. Fuck yeah. The Rock Quarry.
I'm excited. It sounds like I have a good 6 or 7 people showing up to this spot. I have a little bit of footage, but I didn't want to post anything. This is footage from last year. They've completely redone this pit. Half of these mountains aren't even there anymore. There's a new building. There's machines all over the place. So it's going to be a totally different environment. I'm really excited to get a bunch of people down. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. Spots like this are awesome because it's not.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hurt anything unless you fly into smash a window on one of those trucks. But I mean,
yeah, I try to get right inside the steel. I have a couple videos of me backwards diving inside these structures here, but this was the 7-inch. I don't do backwards dives with 7-inch quads.
Dude, you gotta do that. You gotta do
if
that.
I can get a motor sponsor, maybe.
Dude, look when you came in before, there was that little trench dug out for what looks like piping. You gotta run that like Star Wars, man. Right down the pocket,
Dude, it was only big enough for a 5-inch. I do have actually a little clip of me flying through it with a 5-inch quad, but the 7-inch quad did not fit, and you're just gonna have to trust me on that one.
Oh, I will. I completely will. Oh,
Sandy
man,
Motor
that
Surprise.
place looks so fun.
That's the biggest problem with this spot. So I will say, it's not like a beach. Beaches, I find the sand has a lot of iron in it, and you are cleaning the motors out for 3 days after.
Oh
yeah, I had that problem flying when I flew with Aaron Stewart out by Golden Gate Bridge. There's a little
dude, the fucking magnetic sand in there.
So the beauty of this spot is because everything is vibrating for about 10 hours a day. All that heavy shit is sunk way below the surface, so we don't get metal in our motors in this spot. It's actually a really nice spot to fly.
Nice. Dude, I just love your flying style, man.
I like to think of it like skateboarding. I was sick of breaking ankles, so I started flying, and this is what happened.
Exactly.
Now I break props in carbon fiber.
Right.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I was always an adrenaline junkie, doing like whitewater kayaking, the like big air snowboarding, that sort of shit. And then I just got sick of harming myself, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm too old.
So yeah, he hits himself in the head with the drone.
Fuck you.
What are wives for, eh?
Right, man.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I love you so much.
Oh man.
Yeah, it looks just a bit too narrow for the 7-inch there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's like when I started flying, I kind of felt, because I used to ride freestyle BMX and stuff, or so it was, for me, it was very similar, but yeah, trying to do some of the same tricks as I would think I would do on a half pipe and things like that.
I think the main thing that helped me or forced me to get better was Canadian winters. So you're kind of forced to learn to fly in small places or just not fly at all.
Yeah.
So that was a huge push. Plus, being in the country, in northern Canada, there's a lot of abandoned barns. And it's not like bandos in the States where everything's steel and concrete. I have a barn filled with hay and wooden beams. So you can learn how to send it full blast even when you're a beginner in a barn.
See, that's why you need one of these little Nemesis Micros, because that would be so much space inside that barn for that little quad.
But that's another thing, is I stick to the same rates. I've had the same rates for 4.5 years. I've never changed my rates. So if I'm flying backwards and I do I can almost do a Rubik's Cube with my eyes closed because I know my rates that well.
I'm going to talk about the size of your flipping switches here for a minute.
Yeah, and your antenna, man.
I had to stop. I was like, what in the world? I was like, you're not missing anything, man.
They've never broken.
I will never figure that out.
They've never broken. I've always had people ask me, how have you never broken those switches? They've never broken. That's the same radio since day one.
Dude, I have a Tyrannus with a couple broken switches. I'm rocking a jumper. Are you still running those HDOs?
I'm not sponsored, but if anyone wants big switches, check out Banggood. It'll cost you about $10.
Yeah, you'll get them sometime around summer.
Yeah, you'll get them
exactly.
in 2024.
You'll have them for next year for flying.
Right?
Yeah, I think I'm up to.
You don't have to switch radios.
I'm up to two months on my last China order, so I'm sure it'll show up eventually, like when I'm not expecting it.
Right.
When I've forgotten about it.
My last Banggood order, I ordered. Oh, it was a big one. It was like $500 Canadian worth of.
So like $17 American. Got
it. And so they held 4 lipos and said that they had ran out of stock. So I messaged them every single week asking for more of those Banggood points because I didn't think it was fair for me to give them what was it? What did I say? A percentage-free investment in their battery fucking stock. So I kept sending them the same fucking message every week, and they kept giving me like 100 Banggood points or whatever. But yeah, they held my batteries for 4 months. I was pissed. That was their interest-free fucking investment in batteries.
Well, that's
Banggood.
I'm not a crazy fan of pre-orders. I mean, if you've already got an order and it's already coming in, yeah, that's cool.
It wasn't a pre-order. It wasn't a pre-order.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. Is this is a forced pre-order?
That was when he paid express shipping.
Yeah.
I've
that's
Call
like
it bang good because they bang you good.
Oh yeah, that's why bangmegood.com.
I know. She's crying over here because she's got an order from a brand ambassador thing on Instagram that's at like a month.
I don't even want to talk about it. Just
fuck
it.
Oh,
Fuck it all.
how many iPhone 13s have you guys won this year?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
We thought it was legit.
I'm pretty sure I can just pay rent with
I
iPhone
gave
13s.
you my honest opinion about it, and you made the decision.
Everybody's got their little hobbies. I like to invest in Nigerian princes.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Nigerian princes.
We're horribly displaced and locked away from their parents' money until I send them $1,500 to be able to access their account.
I heard the interest rate are great on those.
It's like my favorite. I always fall for the Nigerian prince.
I had a guy I used to work with that fell for the world lottery scam.
Oh, fun!
And he's like, dude, he goes, I don't, fuck you, I don't need this job. He started to give me attitude, and I'm like, dude, what the hell's going on? And he's like, I don't need this shit. I won the lottery. He goes, I'm going to put in my notice as soon as I get confirmation that this money's going to be shipped. And I'm like, what do you mean the world lottery? I said, where do you buy tickets for that? He goes, I didn't buy a ticket. I got an email. And I was like, you got an email that you won the world lottery that you didn't pay for and you didn't enter. And he goes, well, yeah. And he had sent him like $800 and then $1,200. So almost $2,000 total. And was going to send him another freaking $4,000. And I was just like, dude, you're just fucking save your money. You're getting scammed. I said, if you did not buy a lottery ticket, there was no lottery. They're not scamming it.
They're not putting your social insurance number in a hat and just drawing.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yo, Matt, throw up my newest video. I just posted one with the Renegade Hexa Nano flight I did today. You'll be impressed. This thing, I finally put a new motor on it, so who's trying to hide?
You're big enough for me.
She's trying to hide behind me so that she's not on camera.
Shit. All day I dream of FPV. Friggin' says, I would tell you a joke about Bang Good, but you might never get it.
That's a delayed wet dream.
This is this little Hexa Nano, the 40 millimeter prop Hexa. So this is pretty much a tiny whoop size Nano Hexa. And it runs 4S, so it's super quick if I need it to be.
It's got the same stack as the Sky has got in it, doesn't it?
It does.
My only micro is the Mobula still.
We gotta get you one of Gang's 3 inches, man. You're gonna love it.
Yeah. I do have parts for a 3-inch build.
So
Everybody loves 3 inches from Gang.
I've got a 3.5 and a 4-inch version coming too of the Nemesis Micro.
Nice.
I swear the enhancement products are gonna work.
Right? Dude. So this thing fucking rips. And this is it carrying a Insta360 Go as well. It's not even like I don't have stabilized on or anything. It's just I was surprised it was as balanced as it was. So
nice.
Like you can pull out, dude. I pulled out of a fucking Rubik's Cube without any sag. Like I was like, cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
this is wicked.
Like it has, and for the size of it, man, you can throw it in your bag and just take it anywhere. It just so 4S 450 milliamp batteries. I got 4 minutes until the thing pretty much fell out of the sky.
Nice.
So it like with an Insta on it, so it's like it's worthwhile.
And there's not a lot of sag either. Like that's a nice.
No, this is from the Insta. This isn't from my DVR. My DVR does have static when I duck behind the house, yeah. But you run slightly higher powered goggles than I do. I have the Attitude V5s with the upgraded module.
Are those higher powered than Dom 3s?
They are, but they don't have, without the right setup in terms of antennas and stuff, they don't have the longest of range.
I'm not sure my rapid fire's running full capacity. I had to hardwire it all together.
See, that's the
I was
thing.
filming one day and a dog kind of kicked my goggles and ripped the rapid fire right out.
I'm not running a rapid fire or anything. It's a stock with like a true RC or something like that. So I think they're stocked with the true RC little module in there, but it works great. Like I love those goggles, and I've never had an issue. And ever since I upgraded the DVR, they've been amazing. So my only issue is range, because I've used other people's like HDO2s and gotten maybe a third more range out of it. You know, I'm like, all right. So
I have a pair of HD2 V2s that I bought when I first started, and it's still got the Furious FPV 3.5, I think it is, but it's upgraded to like 3.8 or 3.9. But man, I can't complain about it. It's freaking great. All my video at the races is usually awesome.
Yeah.
A couple of times I thought I had problems with people blowing me out. Wasn't people blowing me out? It was my VTX blowing up and not working at all. And I'm picking up video from one of the other freaking fields, like way across multi-GPIO, because I'm like, and I was like, hey, how's this guy on our channel? It didn't even occur to me that I was just picking up the signal from that far away.
Now that I have a 3D printer working very well, I don't wreck as many VTXs.
Yep.
And that's mainly because my pigtails aren't all snapped off right at the SMA.
You gotta start printing these, man. Start printing these, bro.
Yeah.
They're freaking lifesavers. They space them out just enough for that airflow. They give them...
Oh, this is, it's actually very similar to the trunk I put on my Bandolero.
Yeah.
This one actually has a little air scoop on it.
Nice. Yeah, I got an air scoopy one too on the back of this.
Yeah.
So it's just got the basic Mach 3. I try, like, when it comes to VTXs, I always try and do like a TPU mount, just because I find it helps with some of the statics, especially if you're running Crossfire.
Yeah.
Because if you're running Crossfire, you're gonna get those lines no matter what you do.
Yeah.
Like, and so
I used to just zip tie everything, so I love having a 3D printer.
and like if
I save so much money in zip ties.
Yeah. But all that money that you would have spent at Canadian Tire in zip ties, you're now buying those little M2 fucking standoff sets and little plastic screws and shit.
I buy zip ties by the 1,000, so it's
I know
$10 for 1,000. So it's,
yeah.
But yeah,
I'm still working on a big bag from like 2 years ago. So
yeah, me too. I've got like a couple of bags of zip ties that are dangling around. But yeah, the 3D printer, I mean, I've got a couple of them obviously, but yeah, they're super handy. Like I use them to make I know I got one here somewhere. I use them to make these keychains. That's TPU.
Oh yeah, that's wicked.
So I mean,
I think Stoner Trash actually has one of those.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, that's it. Catchulator actually gave Stoner Trash one of those. So
yeah. She's got the Pixie. She's got the original Pixie too.
Nice. She actually named the Pixie.
Yeah. She was actually saying that. Shout out to Catchulator.
Yep, that was I did a contest. You know, whoever picked the name won a full build, and she picked the name I liked the most. So yeah.
I wish I still had my Pixie. Rest in peace. Or rest in pieces, I guess I should say.
We still have the original. What is it called again? We have the original Cinewhoop frame that you printed for Stoner Trash still.
The
Dyson.
Rimsler. Yeah, the Dyson Rimsler. Or the Rimsler Dyson, or whatever.
Right handy, so I'm gonna show it off just because.
That's wicked. Now I do know that you had to glue it back together at one point.
Yes, and that was totally my fault. Because tuning Cinewhoops sucks.
Right? But I live on the 3rd floor, so if you live anywhere above like 12 inches, go down to your parking lot to test your drone.
Yeah. You're not trying to fly off your deck anymore?
No. Not in the winter either, because for some reason 3D prints don't do so good in -30.
You sent me the video when you broke it of her, like I think it was Haley filming it with her cell phone too.
Yeah.
Because you flew around the corner of your house and then we hear the prop sound going veer, 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 veer. And you just go, oops.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you're filming your Instagram stories, be careful whether you're testing a drone or not, too, because everyone's going to see you fuck your shit up.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm glad it's still kicking around, man. That was fun. I've got another one right here. I haven't built this one up, but this one's mine.
Nice.
So yeah, it's more of a purple to blue color, but yeah.
Have you tried an ABS frame yet?
No, I haven't, because I don't run ABS through my printer, mainly because I don't have a fume hood for it. And I've got a bunch of kiddos in the house. So
yeah.
Well, the Ender 3 is not really designed to run that hot.
No, it can be set up to do that, but it would be a completely different setup.
Yeah, I would like to. I want to experiment with my resin printing a little bit more this year. I got a resin printer last year. I've been printing a lot of stuff. They are insane. The detail is absolutely insane. So I'm messing around with my curing methods. So like under curing my resin, I found is giving it more flex. So I'm going to try and mess around with some resin pods and stuff this year. But the quality, if I want to make show quads, it's definitely the way I want to go, because the LEDs shine through it beautifully. The detail is insane with resin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Well,
especially if you get one of the newer 4K resin ones that are with a 4K screen.
So I lucked out. I bought the Photon Mono S last year for, I think I spent $300 on it. I went to check the price, and it's like $950 COVID price now. So I got it right before the COVID price.
Nice.
So I did. I have a very good resin printer. I'm doing like 32 millimeter soldiers and stuff, and painting them. I'm doing die cast models and stuff now too.
I had a sweet. I used to fly Falcon multi-rotors frames a lot. Like I had, I think 3 or 4 of their different frames at one point. So I had their 7-inch was called the Aero 7. And it was an awesome frame. It was kind of like a hybrid racer frame, bottom mount battery, race frames sort of thing, but 7-inch. And it had the most gorgeous resin canopy that was like almost clear, but not quite. And it was solid as a rock. Like I bashed that thing face down onto asphalt, and it didn't even scratch. Like I was like, okay, cool.
Was it similar to that?
Yes. It was sort of cloudy clear, you know? Yeah.
So
now,
if I change my resolution and my layer size, I can make that clear. I can make it more clear.
Nice.
Now, are you dealing with flexible resin, or are you dealing with just a typical resin?
I have been messing around with a little bit of flexible resin, but mostly just the water curable resin. Messing around with dyeing the clear resin and that sort of stuff, but mostly just trying to get the smallest prints. So my most recent achievement with a resin printer is I printed a 1/64th hot tachometer that would go on your dashboard. So like a Hot Wheels size tachometer with the stand and the little LED on the side of it.
Damn.
Nice.
So like we're talking, this thing's 1.5 millimeters tall, maybe.
Yeah.
So like they're pretty cool. So I'm doing clear resin for the shell so that I can paint around the windows. And then everything else I'm just doing black resin or whatever. Painting everything and throwing them all together. Little like 1 mil wire that I got from Home Depot.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. Like the detail that you can get out of this thing is insane. And it kind of forced me to learn CAD. So I'm messing around with my own prints now. I just I did this today. I finally made myself a little custom badge for my radio. It says Reckless there now.
Nice.
And it goes over the edge too. That was the hardest part, was making it go over the edge and form to the side of the radio. But yeah, I'm messing around a little bit now. It's really fun. I like it.
You're still running Crossfire.
Yep. Well, because I bought Crossfire right before all Tracer and ELRS and SBCD, ABC, fucking all this new shit. I don't know.
Oh, I know.
I took 8 months off and I fucking lost. I feel like an old man for 8 months.
I was very late to the Crossfire game myself, and when I switched my Tyrannus to Crossfire, I ended up using it a little bit and then moving to ELRS. And so I went to ELRS on my jumper, which is my main controller. I use the little gamepad style one, the jumper T-Lite.
Yeah.
And I hooked ELRS up on that, and man, the lack of latency, or the latency on it is just so low. It's ridiculous. Like, it feels like I have a lot more control. First off,
yeah, and you're talking legitimately 50% of the price of
and that's the thing. It was super cheap for $60. I think I got the module as well as 3 or 4 different receivers. So I was pretty happy with that, and I tried the range out, and I'm like, this is on pretty much 25 milliwatts running on a 1S 18650 battery jumper right now. Like, it's not going to go too far. It made it like 3 blocks before my video started going, and I was like, all right, I'm cutting it off. Like, it didn't even jump it up to 100 milliwatts yet. Like, I was like, all right, we're good. Like, so ELRS, I have a lot of faith in right now. And once you get used to how it flashes and how to set it all up, it's super easy. Like, and that's the
for
thing.
What I need, I build drones essentially to blow them up.
Yeah.
With the because I always try and do stupid tricks. I'm always the guy that's like, oh, I bet you can't do a Rubik's Cube through that. And then at the end of the day, I have to fucking do it. So I need affordable. If you want affordable stuff, I'm usually on top of that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like, I got sick of fucking having to. I got really sick of the Crossfire firmware bullshit that was going on for a little while, because I got I would have all my stuff bound to the same Crossfire module and the same profile and all that shit. And then suddenly an update would happen for one of the receivers and none of them would bind anymore. And it was like, oh, fuck, what the hell is going on? And then you'd have to read forums for an hour to figure out what the hell was happening. And then they're like, oh, just drop the firmware back a notch. And it's like, oh my God.
I don't have it. Sadly, Stoner Trash was the one that got cursed with the one bad Crossfire. But we have a Crossfire that we have to bind every time she wants to fly it.
Yeah, and I've had a couple of those too. And so when I tried ELRS, I made sure that I bought a couple different receivers from each company. Like I bought a couple JHEMCU ones, I bought a couple Maytech ones, I bought a couple Happy Model ones, like just to see if one company was better or if they were all awesome or if they were all shit. Like, and I bound them all up with the same phrase using the same firmware, except for I would set the firmware for each one. For the JHEMCU, I'd set that firmware. For the Happy Model, I'd set that one. On the module itself, the module is Happy Model, and it's got its own Happy Model firmware. Yeah. It still binds to all the other ones just fine. Even though I've updated a couple of different firmwares, just testing stuff, I've never once had to rebind anything. Even if it was a previous firmware or a new firmware or what, it's still bound. It's still working.
Oh, I have Free Sky XM Pluses that I could probably wire up right now, and they probably still bind to my radio because I never.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. If you know which rig it came out of, and you had a model set for it or something, and that's still in your radio, you can be like, I bet you this still binds to that.
Yeah, I've still got a bunch of Fly Sky stuff that from before I switched over to Crossfire.
Yeah. I have a couple of whoops that are like Spectrum rigs that I have a profile on my jumper for, and that's about it. Like,
I'm just trying to find right now. So I run Liftoff off of my 2013 MacBook, and I had issues back. It was a long time ago. It was probably a 2-year ago update. And for some reason, my controller would not connect. I don't know where the fuck this thing is. I have a Revolt with an XM Plus soldered to it that I just USB to my MacBook. So I have a wireless adapter for my radio.
Yeah, I've got that for my Nirvana as well. It's got a little Fly Sky receiver hooked up to a CL Racing F4.
Yeah, I got a little dongle here for mine, but I did the same method that Matt did because I had my daughter playing Tiny Whoop Go for a bit, and I didn't have a dongle at that time, so I used like an old iFlight FC that I had laying around, and I wired in a receiver and then just plugged it into the fucking USB.
Well, I'm using an old. That's why I wanted to find it so bad. I have a Race Flight Revolt. That's the FC I'm using.
Oh yeah, those old school ones are fun, dude. My Skull, pretty much my only 5-inch left, is all Helio. Like the board's Helio. Yeah. And I'm like, I fucking love Helio. Matt's got a ton of Helios running his rigs too. Like,
yeah, I got a bunch still.
Like for newer boards, I tend to drift towards like Brain Radix or Maytech F7. You know, like I tend to drift towards the ones that I know and trust. And I know a lot of the Brain guys. I know a lot of the Maytech guys that can troubleshoot if I have issues.
Good to know. You know? Good to know. I have a couple Radix flight controllers. I absolutely love them. But if I ever have a problem, I don't think I will. So you'll probably never get a message from me.
Yeah.
They just work. They just work.
No. The Kronos has a Radix too. The Kronos.
I'm not sponsored, but shout out to Radix for making good flight controllers.
William Perry's actually he's been in the comments a few times on Facebook, and he works with Radix a lot, so he's
damn good flight controllers, and they work with pretty much everything. I was running a Radix with an Acon for a while. I've ran Radix with old PDBs and old Speedix ESCs. Radix, I don't know if there's some magic inside Radix.
There is.
But they're easier to tune. It's worth money. I don't know. Everyone goes Mamba, 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 and they're like, why is my quad light on fire all the time? Well, I don't know, because you built a flying torch.
Friends don't let friends fly diatone, man. Friends don't let friends fly diatone. Watch out. If they hear you say diatone, they'll probably block the fucking stream.
Yeah, they've been doing that lately.
Anytime anybody's tagged Diatone's website or anything on Facebook, it gets banned. It's like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I've been so behind with everything. I actually just posted a video to Diatone, so my Facebook's probably actually shut down right now.
Or it just blocked the video or pulled the video.
Yeah, usually it just pulls the video. I don't know if it gives you a strike or not, but
yeah,
there was something with there was a lot of traffic from Russia on the Diatone site or something like that, so it was flagged somewhere somehow, and big tech all teamed up to do their job.
Exactly. Yeah. So we gotta wrap it up here in a sec. Anybody in the comments got any questions for our guests?
Yeah, I got my phone out. I'm paying attention to the comments.
Haley, your gaming chair is wicked, by the way.
Thank you.
When you got up, I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
it's a gank chair.
The gaming chair, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's a gank chair. It actually says gank on it.
Does it?
That's the best part, yeah.
Fucking awesome.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
Little plug for gank multi-rotors right there.
All right, well, I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning to go to a job that
and I got a bunch of kiddos to get to the bus stop, so we got but yeah, guys, great fucking seeing you. Glad you're freaking back. I want to see more videos weekly, Reckless and Haley. I want to see you flying too. Don't try and scapegoat out of this.
You'll see some soon for sure.
We need, like, this is what I'm saying, because I've seen and been friends with a lot of the female pilots, and we need more. They deal with a lot of bullshit, and it discourages them. Please keep flying. Please fly. We need more female pilots. If
that's why Haley has always focused on just her flying, whereas some of the, like, you know how things go sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And it's like there's been a lot of drama on that side of it, especially once COVID hit and a few in a different direction. And it's like, I get it, but my daughter flies Sims. She's got a whoop of her own. She knows how to fly it. She's going to be flying pretty soon. So I like the fact that there's a lot of decent female role models for her in the RC world. Like there's fucking Kim, there's Mai on High, there's Ribbit. There's so many awesome female pilots out there right now, but when a few of them dropped out, the whole scene noticed because there was that many less female pilots. And it was just, it's already so male dominated. And I hate how sometimes it, like, yes, because it's male dominated, there's going to be a lot of the fucking harassment nonsense that happens. Guys, cut that shit out. All that does is discourage women. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. But it's just so stupid to hear that when I hear that shit. And, like, it's happened to pretty much every female pilot I've ever met. Like, it's the most annoying thing to hear.
We're just trying to have fun, too.
Yeah, exactly. Just let her fly her damn bones.
Exactly. Like, why does it fucking matter? You know, like, so.
So next weekend, FPV Fest going on in North Carolina. Jeff's going to be going up there. Jeff FPV represent Gank. We're going to have a bunch of prizes, giveaways there between
and
Optimized
we got
Drone
Robert,
and Gank. So
Robert Romero going to be there for Optimized Drone as well. So hopefully he's going to bring some of the swag from that I got here for him. But guys, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
No problem. And I want to see a lot more of you guys. You know that.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting on a bunch of edits right now. I got lots coming up. So
I know you got a bunch of raw footage sitting there, buddy. I know you do.
My main thing is just post it all. Sometimes I get in my head and I don't post things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh man, it's the same spot. I shouldn't post this, but don't even think that. It's all about progression, becoming a better pilot, and having fun.
Yeah. It's all about and dude, post crashes, post all of it, because I had people being like, dude, you never post crashes, and I do. I post them when they're bad enough because I post big montages of my.
Well, hell, if I crashed a whole bunch, I'd probably post them, right? But I'm just awesome, so.
I know, right?
Subscribe to my channel, Reckless FPV.
Whenever anybody says that, it's like, well, maybe you should just learn how to fly, bro. Like,
yeah,
I always get, bro, you need to learn how to tune.
Well, it happens when you bump a bunch of shit and have bent props, you know?
Exactly. I'm tuning bent motors, guys. Come on. give me a fucking pass here.
Right?
Sometimes
it's angled to the
my
left.
GoPro, and I can't tune a GoPro that's skipping frames.
Exactly. All right, guys. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace
out. All right,
out.
guys. Take it easy.